Sigrid Grace Flores is the Miss Universe Catanduanes, founder of the Sons and Daughters charity, model, motivational speaker, and a missionary. Whether she is on the go or spending time with her family, she gives everything, she does her all, and that is what makes her the inspiring individual that she is today.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is Finding Your Why. For this episode, we have an empowered woman, beauty queen, motivational speaker, model, and missionary to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let's welcome the beautiful and amazing Sigrid Grace Flores. Hi there.
Hello, Miss Mafae.
Hello.
Yes, hello to everyone who's watching. I'm really happy to be here, Miss Mafae. To be one of your guests in this In Love with Me series is something that really makes me feel grateful, because when I saw the graphics that you sent me, it's amazing. It says there, finding your why, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. I talk to people about ikigai and finding your purpose, and I really know how important that is, because it is, for me, served as my internal compass. So yeah, I'm excited and elated to be here.
And I wore your favorite color so that you will also be happy today. I am also happy that I am able to share your amazing story, and it is continuous because you are one of the official candidates of Miss Philippines Universe, and I know that it has been such a unique experience. You are one of the lucky women who is experiencing a very long-term event for any pageant, especially, of course, during this challenging time. So I do want to know more what's happening, and I know the big day is upcoming. But before we talk about that, can you share a little bit of your background so that people can get to know you a little bit more?
Oh, yes, for sure. I am a model, a missionary, and a motivational speaker. And I'm very passionate about sharing my life lessons that I've gotten from all the experiences that I've gone through to people. So whenever I would be invited to do motivational or inspirational talks, I would really grab the opportunity. And because you know what, I really consider myself as a student of life. And all the learnings that I've gotten, I resolved that I would want to share those to people to help them be guided, especially if we share the same boat, right? And yes, I would talk to sometimes for women empowerment conferences, empowering women how to actually to not conform to societal standards, or to not let societal paradigms to limit them and box them to take up roles just because they're women. And sometimes I would also talk for mental health conferences, because I also had my own shares of experiences in that field and area. I'm also passionate about life coaching, because at church I would coach young kids to find their purpose and their passion. And finally, since I'm a beauty queen, I would also do some talks for beauty pageant aspirants, especially the ones who are starting in this in their beauty pageant journey. So basically, that's what I do. And I'm also a missionary, very much active in doing a lot of charities here in the Philippines. And I've also done quite some activities, charity activities abroad.
Amazing. And you did point out that you are a beauty queen, but at the same time, I know you are beautiful inside and out. And I do want to know, I don't think a lot of people know this is your third time joining a beauty pageant. And, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of confidence to join a pageant, especially during this time. I mean, it is cutthroat. It's a strong competition. But what motivates you in joining? I mean, especially for Miss Philippines Universe, for your third time. What keeps you going and wanting to really pursue a national crown or even being part of a national pageant?
First of all, winning Miss Universe has always been one of my greatest aspirations. And this is something that I'm very passionate about. I believe so much in this platform. And as a person who is always for pursuing your passion and going after your dream, I understand that it wouldn't be easy. There will be times that you will get rejected, you will be discouraged, there will be delays and losses as to my experience. But, I realize that the great people who have contributed great contributions to the society also experience delays and rejections, but they're exactly where they are right now because they didn't give up. And aside from that, I also have big of a purpose why I joined this pageant, the Miss Universe Philippines, because I am a missionary. I'm very passionate about charity and my advocacy. That is why I feel like my purpose and my passion intertwined together became my intrinsic motivation to just keep on going. Whether they haven't really seen or appreciated it yet, for sure, eventually, if I just continue sharing my message, they will see the heart behind it, and hopefully a lot of people will join in to the cause that I'm really fighting this for.
Right. And I know we briefly talked about your advocacy, and I am very supportive of what you're doing because it's something new. It's something that not a lot of people are thinking about when it comes to giving back. So, can you share a little bit more in detail on where your advocacy started and what is it exactly?
Yes, my advocacy is something that had been very true to me since I was young. When I was 13 years old, I really had an experience, my own life experience, that really gave me that purpose to champion the poor. And so in starting that day, I really joined a lot of missionary groups to do mission trips. And then in 2014, I founded my own charitable group, which is called Sons and Daughters. But when I joined beauty pageants, I said that I'm going to do it as an advocacy because beauty pageants is such a beautiful, big platform, right? So I came up with a word or a title called Philanthropic Revolution. So
Wow.
philanthropic revolution, yes. A lot of people will say that, oh, it's a good sounding title, but people do not understand it. Like just by hearing the word, they feel like it's too big, and so I'm happy that you asked about this. There's just a lot of layers to this advocacy. But basically, this is just because this started because I believe that human beings are naturally compassionate and loving. And especially now, I think that it is about time for us to embrace these innate characteristics.
Mhm.
And, the goal really is to make helping a trend. I wanted to create a platform where I can educate people to understand what giving back means, what helping out means, what advocacy is, and what charities are. Like by talking about different charities that are near to them, or maybe telling them practical ways on how to help out. Maybe volunteer, right? Give
Mhm.
up their precious times. Because, it's not just about monetary. It can also be about giving your time, giving your efforts, your ideas, or
Mhm.
the little extra that you have, maybe in kind, right? So you can actually just sit down and read a book to a kid, right? Just as simple as that. You're already giving back to the community. And you know what? This is not just for the rich. That's also what I wanted to do, to break the stigma that it is only for the rich and only big amounts can be donated.
Mhm.
This advocacy is for everyone. And
Mhm.
like what I said, it's innate for us. And number two, aside from educating, I also wanted to inspire people to be really in the arena of helping out, to really move, to be really engaged, because it's not enough to love much. You have to love well. And in order to love well, you have to translate your love into action. And finally, like what I said, the very essence or the very goal is to make helping a trend, to normalize helping out. Because, I think that we've just grown to be apathetic because we've been used to seeing a lot of poor people around us. But you know what? We can create a culture of compassion and empathy because that's who we really are.
Mhm.
So yes, that's philanthropic revolution, basically.
Amazing, because I do love the fact that you do voice out that humans are naturally compassionate. We want to help, we want to support, we want to give, but not all of us have that luxury of having, high income or big bank accounts. But what Sigrid is saying here is that she created a platform where you can still give back by volunteering your time, by reading a book to a child. Because I know that's what something my family and I do. We have been supporting the Philippine School of the Blind for quite some time, and now we have created events, and we have some volunteers that are now reading books, recording their audio, and then that is their way of giving back, so that the students who are blind can still say that they read this book by listening to someone else's voice, right? So
Wow.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I support you 100%. So, everybody tuning in, guys, please reach out to Sigrid if you want to give back. It doesn't matter, what it is, material, financial, but honestly, what she's just sharing is that knowledge and your time. It could be just a quick, getting to know certain people. Right now, I think mental health is a big factor, and when we're able to help someone, even to just make them smile, that's giving back too, right? Sigrid, do you agree with me?
That's true. You know what, Miss Mafae, my group started in 2014, and basically what we did before was just to, love on people in different ways that we can. Sometimes we would just go to the street and talk to the people there who are homeless. Sometimes we would go to hospitals and pray for them. Sometimes we would go to slums and feed people. I mean, we have different ways to translate our love. And I feel like we have to understand that we can all be involved in this arena of helping out.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you with that. I see the passion in your eyes. I see it in the way you express it. But I know there are times and there are moments that, Sigrid, you have um, days that are not so great, right? And I'm sure people want to know what keeps you motivated. The times that you maybe will question yourself, um, you know, um, what are those habits? What are those rituals? Or what are those things that help you stay tough, especially inside?
Yes. What really makes me tough is number one, my faith in God.
Hmm.
And I've really been very open about this. I'm a missionary, and I would say that the thing that I'm most passionate about is my faith in God. And aside from I'm passionate about it, it really is the tool that helps me to be strong, to stay strong. So whenever I feel down, I would pray, I would soak, I would ask for wisdom, and I would ask God to replenish my strength. And I know that God would always provide the strength that I need to uh, fulfill the good works that He has prepared for me long before I was born. I know that He would always empower me and enable me to reach the potential that I have, and to just, carry on with the mission He has planted in my heart. And aside from that, for the rituals naman, I really honor my me time. I really honor my rest. So I like, I like writing. I write because I do motivational speaking engagements, right? So I would write down my stories where people can learn from it, like what wisdom can they learn from it. So I would write them down and then reflect. I would do self-assessment. So that's one of the things that I do during my me time. Also, whenever I feel like my energy tank is going low, I would
Hmm.
really schedule rest. I would just lay in my bed. I mean, sometimes we feel guilty about it, especially if you're like me, who is someone who feels like when you rest, you're being lazy. But no, it is important that you replenish your strength because you cannot give love to other people if you don't love yourself, right? And you have to be you have to be rested to love on people optimally, to be present to people whenever you are talking to them. Diba? Kasi when you're so tired, sometimes you get distracted and sometimes hindi mo nabibigay yung 100% mo to the person that you're talking to.
Exactly. And of course, right now, you have a busy schedule for Miss Universe, and we see that you're posting so much. You have so many collaborative shoots or even video shoots. So, how are you coping during this time? And like I said earlier, this is the longest any pageant has had candidates, official candidates, to experience, the events that they have been ongoing. What are the challenges and what are the things that you are enjoying during this time?
At the onset of the pandemic, I really isolated myself. Like, I went to the presence of God right away because I didn't want to sulk in, and I didn't want to be fearful and hopeless right away because I know that it wouldn't help me and my family. So I went to God and asked for wisdom. I asked God, Lord, what can I do for my family? What can I do for my charity? Because I have a charity, right? So I asked for wisdom. And then I said, I would want to be part of the solution instead of focusing to the problem. I want to highlight the being, part to contribute instead in the, how we can overcome this as a nation, maybe. So yes, I did a lot of introspection, and then after my introspection, I did a lot of charity drives, fundraisers. I did some outreach programs, really good operations, and yun yung una kong ginawa. And that's the reason why it fueled me even more to, I have to do good in Miss Universe Philippines because even if now I'm just a candidate and then I already have a voice for sure, but if I will win the crown, I can be able to do these things that I'm doing for my community in such a bigger scale and in such a bigger platform. So those, I first, of course, there were challenges because it's something unprecedented, but I was able to really see how God is moving and just really learn and be, and then after that, so of course, that's the first thing I did. I tried to give back and then I focused to the competition. Even, of course, I do it on the side, still doing charity drives, but I focus on the competition because I know that this will help me sustain what I'm doing for my charity. So I tried to not be fixated with the problem, but to enjoy each process. I would contact people to mentor me for my walk, for my personality development. Like you, Miss Mafae, you've been helping me a lot. And of course, I'm training with my team. Although it's not the traditional way of training, we would optimize social media, for example, to train through Zoom, via Zoom. And yes, and like what I said, I tried to really enjoy the process. I tried connecting to my fans as well. I think that's one of the biggest source of strength that I have right now. When I connect to my fans, like I feel like even if I'm tired, I really feel the joy, the motivation, the boost, and the words that they gave to me, the love that they're pouring on me, propels me forward. So just keep on going. So yes, that's what had been happening to me, the challenges and how I overcame this pandemic.
And I love that. I love the support that you're receiving. So the fans of Sigrid and the family and friends, you guys are the ultimate reward, I think, for Sigrid right now. And please keep supporting her. As you can see, she is so intelligent, very vibrant, and enjoying what she's doing. I think most especially giving back. That is something that I always mentor my students, that when you join a platform like this, it's always not about you. This platform is for you to be the vessel or to be that bridge for people that do not have the voice or are afraid to voice out, right? So Sigrid is here for you guys, and I'm glad that you are enjoying your time because I know it can be challenging. And I see that, the support system is very strong for you. And of course, your faith I mean, number one, it is God's plans that what He gives us is obviously what we can carry out. We have the confidence, we have the, you know, the drive in wanting to do these things. And with you, I see there's so many channels that are helping you out. Especially right now, maybe you can give more shout outs to your fans and your family and friends on what is coming up. I'm sure it's already, you know, announced the date of the pageant night. But go ahead, Sigrid, invite everyone.
Yes, the coronation night will be on October 25, and it will be aired on GMA. And if you have already, if you have been already following my journey, I'm sure you know about the Ring Light series. So we already launched the first episode 2 days ago, and there will be 8 episodes for this Ring Light series. This is where you're going to see all the challenges, the trainings, the learning journeys that we had with Miss Universe, and at the same time, our preliminary competitions and the finals will be shown there as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can go check out empire.ph and subscribe using my code RL Catanduanes. And of course, I just wanted to say thank you to all my Sigrid lovers and my Florescents, to my family, to my Aces and Queens family, and at the same time to my glam team who've been very supportive. It was quite challenging really to meet and to do all photo shoots, but you guys are just so amazing, and I'm so grateful to have you.
And it does take a village, doesn't it, Sigrid? So yes, thank you for everyone who's been mentoring Sigrid, giving her advice, because I can see a queen right here in front of me, and I am so excited to see you perform on the big stage. And I know even after the pageant, you will be an amazing, inspiring woman that people will always follow. You are a leader, a national leader, and you know you have so many comments here from your fans, and they're so excited and happy to even see you here right now, expressing your love and your motivation and what keeps you going. So of course, Sigrid, our topic for today is finding your why, and I know you've expressed it throughout this conversation, but please share with everyone again, or maybe you have something to add. What is your why, and what inspires you to keep pursuing it?
Yes, my why is to really lay down my life to serve people. You know, it really sprang forth from my love from God, my love of to God, because you know, when I was 13, I really fell in love with God, and I realized that I really want to follow Him for the rest of my life. Whatever His plans for me and His destiny for me, I would want to partner with that. And you know, when I tried to really know more God more, I found out that He is all about people, and He loves people so much. And that is why I want my life to be a vessel of that love. And I do that through my charity works, and I do that through my advocacy. I do that through my motivational speaking engagements. I do that through the life that I live. And really, basically, it all boils down to loving people, because I know that's exactly what God created me to do. That's my ikigai, that's my purpose.
Amazing. And you know, of course, this might be an additional question, and I know you can answer it very well. But what is the difference from your previous pageants to now that makes you a beauty queen, Miss Philippines, if we can claim it already?
What makes me different is that, you know, I know that all the things that I'm giving right now isn't really new, but it's something that is an evolved version, maybe, or an improved version, maybe. My heart has always been the same, but I became more aware of my purpose, of how can I execute my advocacy, on how I can translate my love into actions, and how can I actually help people to be involved. I felt like before it was just like putting a puzzle pieces together. And before the puzzle pieces that I have are just are incomplete. And now I feel like it is already complete. That's why I can present myself well to the people. I can present well my goals, my visions, my advocacies, and how we can work together as one. If especially if I'd be chosen as Miss Universe Philippines, I would want to carry this advocacy, and I would want, of course, all the Filipinos to back me up in this philanthropic revolution. So I think that's exactly what really changed, what's new or improved about me. Yeah.
I love it. I love it, Sigrid. You are very natural with your love, with your compassion to what the dreams and aspirations that you want to achieve. And I hope that the people tuned in have learned something from you or continue to learn from what actions you have been doing all through these years with your missionary, your advocacies. So I do encourage everyone, do follow Sigrid and her works, because apart from the pageantry, she is an amazing woman who is helping others. Her heart is there, and I admire individuals like that, because it's like, again, it's not about how much money you have in your pocket. It's how big your heart is and how much you want to share with the world. Right, Sigrid?
I
Before we
cannot
wrap
agree
up,
more.
before we wrap up, maybe you have your last shout outs or even words of wisdom to especially the youth right now. It is a challenging time, and what can you share with them on how to stay hopeful and to keep the dreams alive?
Yes, I'd very much love to share some wisdom to the youth, especially the ones who are in the underprivileged areas. I understand that now is a challenging time, especially when it comes to doing blended or online studies or learning, and not everyone has the access to internet or access to resources. I know it's hard, but you know what? You should not let this situation break you down. I also had my share of experiencing this. I experienced poverty for actually an extreme one when I lived in the PNR of the PNR in Santa Rosa, Laguna. It's something that I'm really not ashamed of. It's something that I'm proud of, because you know what? When I was there, I got open to the reality that, hey, this is the poverty situation in the Philippines. And hey, some people are allowing their poverty to crush their dreams. But guess what? I was able to rise above that situation. I was able to be top of my class. As a matter of fact, I was first honor since first grade up until fourth year high school. So, you know what? Do not let your poverty define you. Do not let your poverty limit you from achieving your greatest potential or your future. If I was able to overcome it, you can also rise above it. We can always turn our mess into a message. That's what I did in my life. Kaya nyo yan.
I love that, Sigrid. So amazing. I am claiming that you do big things. I am claiming for you to have bigger crowns. You are doing an amazing job. I'm so proud of you. And I know that everyone here has your support. And they're saying, yes, Queen, you are very inspirational. They're supporting you all the way. And so am I. So I'm very grateful for your time. I know that you have a busy schedule. But again, you are appreciated for all the inspiration, all the words of wisdom that you shared during this interview. And so with that, guys, we would like to thank this beautiful lady, and let's support her 100%. Again, mark your calendars, October 24. Is that correct, Sigrid?
October 25, Miss Mafae.
Sorry, October 25 at what time?
9 a.m. on GMA.
Okay, so there. Mark your calendars, put your alarm on, and let's wave the yellow flag for her for now, because that is her favorite color. And let's cheer her on, because I know she will do an amazing job regardless. So again, Sigrid, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng tuned in Kumu on Facebook. We'll see you guys again, and share this interview, because I know that Sigrid will touch many hearts. Okay, so you guys know what to do. Actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, Sigrid.
Thank you for watching and Love of Me series.